I am Ramona and welcome to Ramona Interviews. And with me in the chair today, we're going to talk about a very interesting project. It's called the Venus Project. And with me here is Evan Howland. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, how did you first find out about the Venus Project?
I first heard of it through various documentaries on the internet, and I then looked more into the founder, Jacques Fresco, and sought out a lot of information on the website, and along with more videos.
And what can you tell us about the founder? I mean, what is it that attracted you to this project? I mean, obviously the founder is the pinnacle person. Why is he the pinnacle person, and what led you to just go beyond the kind of search button?
Well, it seemed like a direction that made more sense in that the Venus Project puts emphasis on technology toward, social problem solving, and the founder, Jacques Fresco, has been working his whole life on solutions to problems we have in our society that are largely technical, and that ones that politics don't really address most of the time.
So you're talking about a paradigm shift from, for instance, manufacturing, part of our manufacturing, which uses technology to manufacture things, out of the kind of war mentality.
Yep.
To maybe sustainability.
Absolutely.
You're talking about like clean water.
Yep.
Food distribution for everybody, growing crops in different countries that can support that type of crop. In other words, like you wouldn't grow cotton in a place where cotton really would take a lot of water. You'd use hemp or you'd use something else.
Yep, exactly. What they advocate is something called a resource-based economy, and pretty much what you just said. You would use the resources that are available, and with technology, it would be very easy to utilize a lot of resources, and the energy would be clean in that it would be, solar, tidal power, wave power, geothermal power would be probably the most utilized, which is the natural heat of the earth. And that alone is enough power for thousands of years. Completely, no money would have to be spent to have these things realized. It's really, do we have the resources? We do have the resources, we just are held back by the current money system.
Is this something that the founder is looking for just doing in the United States, or in order for it to work, does it have to be done in every country?
Well, yeah, it would have to be a global project, because if you don't make it a global project, there would be the people who are left out would eventually want to invade and things like that. And more, the Venus Project is more a reevaluation of our system of values, and basically the city the Venus Project cities wouldn't occur unless people were educated toward the Venus Project. If they know nothing about it, they might say, well, when is it built? We'll move right in. Because most people really like the idea, but it's a long learning curve to understand what it's really about. Because some people look at it and they don't like it right away because they see, well, high-tech computers, they feel threatened. So it's a educational process.
What's the website where people could look and see some of the designs, and then let's talk about those designs.
Okay, great. It's thevenusproject.com. The venusproject.com right now is a great place to get involved. They're doing amazing things. There's also the Venus Project Education on, there's a YouTube channel, and that's where I learn a lot about the Venus Project. On thevenusproject.com, you can go under frequently asked questions, and they have long list of questions people ask a lot, and you can get them answered. And you get involved. There's an online community where you can keep in touch with the other people who are supporting it, and it's actually a really great time to look into the Venus Project because a lot of things are happening. They're actually working on a 3-part internet show, like a series, and they've raised almost enough money to do that, and it's a lot of things are happening, so it's looking good.
But tell us a little bit about, from your experience and what you've read and seen, about the architecture and how it's placed in different places, like if one is on the ocean and another is...
Yep, there's, well, the city design is what it would be called as a circular city, and the structures are mainly dome-shaped structures, and the individual houses are prefabricated concrete houses, and the dome structure is for the utilization of it is, if anybody's ever tried to crack an egg, it's very hard to break that shape, and if something were to split it in half, earthquake were to split it in half or something like that, it wouldn't cave in. And concrete gets stronger with age. So the way of construction of houses would be for exactly that, sustainability, in that they wouldn't be subject to fire, or they'd be, adverse weather conditions wouldn't affect those kinds of structures. On the Venus Project website, he has many models of different types of shapes of houses. It's not just domes, and the domes would be configured in an S pattern so that you couldn't see another dome or another house, so you feel like you're always immersed in nature.
Okay.
And but you can choose to live wherever you want.
Okay. Now, what is the one that's on the ocean?
Those cities in the sea are there for anybody who is interested in the ocean, or
So you could choose to live on the land or live in the sea?
yeah, absolutely. If you wish to live in the sea, you can live in the sea, but those cities in the sea aren't just cities built into the sea. They're constantly working and cleaning up the ocean, because we dump things in it and things like that. So they're constantly restoring the ocean, and they're utilized for ocean farming and things like that. All of the homes, everything would be automated, in that mega machines would actually build all of the things, cranes and things like that, and all the houses would be prefabricated, and there would be something called total enclosure systems, and that's almost like almost a skyscraper type building, where people might want to live if they choose to, because inside that what's called total enclosure city is, you have all the things you would have in maybe like a hotel. I'm only talking about this now because I would like to see it happen, so I know that if I do nothing, nothing will happen, as he always says, and I think about that almost every day, because it's easy to say, oh, that'll never happen. It will never happen if you have that kind of value system. If you're always working on it, well, then you're always working on the solution.
I am Ramona, and you've been watching Ramona Interviews. Have a wonderful week.